Lifebox Media Channel here live and in color at the Imperial Commissary Collectors Convention. Right here we're looking at the famous DeLorean from Back to the Future. This is absolutely phenomenal. Some great showing of some things here. Lifebox Media is covering us. And so we're looking at it right here. And we're seeing some R2-D2 stuff and things back there from the great people we did interviews with. Okay, there's got Ghostbusters coming. You guys got to come to these. I'm telling you, this is a great convention. So you guys are going to see this in Tennessee. You definitely have to come. That's the Imperial Commissary Collectors Convention. Is absolutely fabulous. There's a famous Ghostbusters car there. Okay, we're walking over here. We're walking over here, right here, and we're going to go see really great guy. Surrounding the guy that I had the pleasure working for, Mr. Sam Jones, just being interviewed right now. Okay.
My shirt, instead of the cavity chain shirts, come on. We're going to keep it around too close to the mic. I can't believe this is. Hey, thank you for showing up. Thank you for sticking around. And welcome to the and where's Michael? Let's hear it from Michael Havens.
Michael Havens.
Where's Michael? Inaugural, first time. This is wonderful.
Is he out there?
He's up there.
He's a tall guy. He's taller than I am.
I saw him. I think I saw him purchasing some more Star Wars merchandise, collectibles. I think. Yeah.
Flash
we should all
Gordon
spend time
himself
buying
and
more
from
Star
Ted
Wars
and many other things.
Yeah.
Sam Jones,
so come on, let's
iconic
talk.
actor.
Let's have some fun. Let's be somebody.
I like talking about Star Wars merchandise. Let's go back. No, I'm kidding. So how you been?
Oh, good. Very good. Excellent. I love doing this. Traveling the world, doing Comic Cons, doing movies, and the coolest thing is that I get to hear your story. And a lot of people don't talk about this. You know, they ask me, "Oh, is it fun? You know, do the fans ever get on your nerves?" I said, "No, I probably get on their nerves." But this is your opportunity for me to hear your story, and I love it. I really do. I mean, that's why as I get older, I'm getting these phone calls. That's how Seth MacFarlane called me. He said, "Sam, when I was 8 years old, brother, I saw your movie and it changed my life." And he said, when I walked out of the movie theater, I knew that I was going to be a creative type guy. So my first question to him, I said, "Well, you also became a bit of a perverted creative guy. I hope I had nothing to do with that." Anyway, so that's what got me involved with the Ted franchise. So I'm in my older years now, which is incredible. It's something I could do, by the way, till I'm in my 80s and 90s. The film industry is wonderful. Is I'm getting these calls from who once were a 5, 8-year-old young man, young woman who grew up to be decision makers in Hollywood, and now they're calling me. It's great. Had to wait a few more years, but it's wonderful.
Great. We are going to open it up to you guys from the audience have one, but
you can ask anything. Just nothing personal, nothing about Comic Cons, nothing about movie business. Other than that, anything you want to talk about. No, I don't care. Whatever.
I got a question for you, Sam. Do you remember how we met?
Yes. I had to call Uber for you because you were in no way, shape, or form to drive. Okay, and it was at church. Okay, you met me at church. Okay, we had to call Uber. Okay, and the old Tennessee bourbon in church. Okay.
No. We were to show up in Boston. I'm a Star Wars artist, so I do a lot of shows like this. And I was walking into my hotel room on the 6th floor where they had all the celebrities. In Boston, yeah, okay. It was Boston, whatever it's called. And
was it the hotel where? I'm serious. I'm not being funny. Is it the one they turned the downtown jail into a hotel? Is that the one we're talking about? The granite architecture?
No, this is just your average hotel.
So it was Ted.
Can I tell my story?
Wait a minute. But you got to give me back. It had to be Ted 2, not Ted 1 then, right? Because I filmed Ted 1 and Ted 2.
This was like 7, 8 years ago.
That's 10-1. Okay.
Nice
You
meeting
probably got me mixed up with Dolph Lundgren. I've had to sign his autograph a couple of times. We'll talk about that later. It's really kind of cool. Well, I'll tell you now, because we'll wait on his story. But
They're not here for me. They're here for you.
so it's uncanny. 3 or 4 times over the past couple of years, where I am. I was in Europe. I was in America, and I think I was in South America. And it's always the same sort of group. A small group of middle-aged women said, hey, Dolph, give us your autograph. And I said, I'm sorry, I'm Sam Jones. I know I got blonde hair. I had blonde hair because I was doing other events. I said, I know I look like him, but I'm Sam Jones, the guy who played Flash Gordon. And the response every time was, Dolph, just stop being a spoiled celebrity and sign this. And I learned, I'm still in this incredible marriage of 27 years because I don't argue with my wife. I don't argue with any ladies. Okay? And I just signed the autograph. So I did this three different times, okay? So I'm at, is it Rhode Island Comic Con? Yeah, Rhode Island Comic Con. And Dolph is signing last year. Or was it this year? No, late last year. Because that's coming up again, right? And so he's there with Carl Weathers, and I worked my way through security and the fans, and I told him the story what I just told you, right? He looked right at me and he said, man, you're a crazy dude. That was his response. And his manager was sitting right next to him. I said, don't worry. I signed his autograph sort of, unlegible. So, you can't sue me. But
has he ever signed
it's
anything?
A true story. And then I saw him the next day at the gym and worked out. I was working out. He was working out. It's kind of cool.
Has he ever signed anything for Flash Gordon, do you think?
You know what? But no, he just thought I was a half a nut. But a good guy, humble guy, good guy. But that's a true story, man. If they ask for the autograph, I guess it doesn't matter who you think I am. I'm going to sign whatever name you want me to sign. Okay.
But getting back to what I was saying, when you and I met way back when, I was walking into my hotel room, and as I was walking in, Sam here was at the fire exit, at the door with the fire exit to go down the stairs. And then, and then I went back into my room to get whatever I was getting. I come back out of the room, and you were on the other side of the hallway, on the other fire escape, servicing the door. Now, I work for that convention, much like I work for this one, so I felt a need to ask, why? Is everything okay? So I went up to Sam, and I'm like, is everything all right, Mr. Jones? And you said...
I said, security, get this guy away from me right now.
That's not what he said. That is not, what did you say, seriously?
No, I said, I'm just doing... so look, okay, if you want... I said, you want the short answer or the long answer, okay? The long answer is, I was a Marine before I was an actor, so I'm doing what every normal thinking person would do when it comes to safety and security. I'm walking and I'm locating where the fire exits are. So in the middle of the night, if there's a fire, I know where to go and where not to go instead of panicking. That was the long answer.
And you were like, basically, so we can save everybody else. And my comment was, he really is Flash Gordon. That's just incredible. I thought that was
do that every hotel. And I don't know about now when you board a plane, don't you do the same thing? Well, you can pretty much see, but I always count. I'm on the plane. There's my seat. Okay. The emergency exit is okay. 8 rows behind me. The one in front of me is right there. I mean, you got to do this. I do it. It's just, to me, it's common sense stuff. Because I don't know, being a Marine, I kind of figured things out. Here's what I figured out. When something goes down and there's a real major emergency, well, help isn't going to come. Or especially if it's catastrophic. They're going to be inundated with helping people. So I figured, no, I got to be kind of self-sufficient. I need to know, number one, where the emergency exits are. Okay, that helps a little bit. So I do that, And if you want to talk about it later, then I'll give you some really fine point, detailed countermeasures to take too. Okay.
So just in short, you're Flash Gordon, basically, this hero of the universe.
Yeah, it's the similarities are quite remarkable. Yeah.
Speaking of Flash Gordon, I have to press you. Do you have any good behind the scenes stories about the production or when you made the film?
Well, I mean, behind the scenes, really, that was my first big lead picture. And basically, Brian Blessed, you guys know Brian? Yeah. You know,
Prince Voltan?
Voltan, yeah. What you see in the movies, what you see in real life. So he sort of took charge of the set. Yeah, he and Topol was singing songs all day long from the Fiddler on the Roof. And then, of course, Brian, it was just taking the set by storm. I love it. Great guy.
He's a great guy. What about Ted 2? Do you have any stories about that film?
Ted 2? No, I was just,
I meant Ted as well, but you're right, there is a Ted 2.
Everybody asks me about Mark Wahlberg, and I just tell the truth. I said, first of all, he's an extremely humble man, and he just loves, he's got 4 boys, if I'm not mistaken. All 4 of his sons are 1 year apart. So he was, and I've got 5 kids, 3 sons, 2 daughters, and all we talked about was family and just a really humble guy, yeah.
Yeah, no, he's a great guy. But one thing I wanted to ask about Flash Gordon was George Lucas was a huge fan of Flash Gordon, and he actually wanted to make a Flash Gordon movie in the early '70s, couldn't get the rights, so he went off and made another series of science fiction. It did all right, but I just wanted to know if he did he ever talk to you about it? You ever met him? Because he's a huge.
No, I really want to meet him because I'm serious. There's a lot of rumors going around on the first part of that story on why he could not acquire the screenplay rights to Flash Gordon. I kind of have my own idea after working with Dino De Laurentiis, but yeah, if you look at Flash Gordon, I mean, if you look at Star Wars, obviously, there's some really remarkable similarities there. So when someone says to me that they couldn't buy the rights, well, number one, either you couldn't afford it or they didn't allow you to. So I would like to meet George and just ask him that simple, basic question. What happened? Why could you not buy the rights to Flash Gordon? It was kind of your baby. That was your big dream. So I don't know if somebody made a call to King Features, who owns Flash Gordon, and say, hey, if you get any calls, okay, you don't sell to anybody until you call me first. I don't know. Or maybe you didn't have the money. And then, of course, there's always that other stipulation. It doesn't matter if you have $1 billion in the movie industry. They're not going to sell the screenplay rights to you for that movie. They're not going to sell it to you if you're a billionaire unless you can prove that you can actually get that project done and get it done right. So you have to prove that you are established, you're a proven producer, and you have to come on board and say, I have this proven director and this proven cast of actors. So it could have been one of 3 reasons. I'd like to find that out.
I'll have to ask him.
Lifebox Media Channel here, Sam Jones.
Give him a call.
Go to ComCon or any con near you. He's coming to Texas next week, September 2018.
Growing up, kind of things.
John Wayne westerns and war pictures.
Yeah.
Heck yeah, come on.
We got some John Wayne.
Just give me a horse, give me a cowboy hat. I'm a little old fashioned. Sure, you know that. I like a story that's conflict and surprising and turns and twists. Just give me good old fashioned evil is trying to come in there and abuse or taint goodness and purity. And I like that fight of good versus evil. But I want, not only do I want good and the correct representation of good to win at the end, but I want evil, I want justice done to evil, okay? And in the old days, westerns and war pictures, that happened. You know, that happened. I think nowadays, raising 5 kids, getting ready to have my 5th grandchild, I think that's, some of that has been a little bit tainted and a little bit perverse on, good is bad, bad is good. So I'm but you'll see that in the movie industry now. Isn't it fascinating that it's going back to that now? It's going back to that, It's been a little bit too confusing, but just look at the PG movies. there's more PG movies made than R-rated movies. Why? Because I believe, I can only speak for the American audience. I think that's what America wants. They want what I just described, you know? And for me, I can only speak for guys. I like movies for guys who like movies. Okay, I'm sorry. You know, what's really cool about my wife is we watch a movie together. When I'm at home, it's usually Monday through Thursday because I'm on the road. We watch a movie together every night. Okay, here's the catch. It's not the same movie. Okay, I'm watching we're in bed, right, propped up. I'm watching Netflix, and she's got her laptop watching her movie for girls for movies who like movies. It's really cool, but we get to be together every night to watch a movie, but not the same movie. Isn't that cool?
You get a little teary there.
Yeah, and you know, every now and then she'll want me to watch something that makes, you know, and I don't mind watching a good movie for ladies and all that. And I'll do that, you know, once a year or so, you know. And these movies are good. Matter of fact, yeah, I'll get a little teary-eyed. So don't show me any more movies like that. You can't catch me crying, okay? Come on.
I just got to ask for personal reasons. Do you have a favorite John Wayne movie? Because I love John Wayne movies too.
All of them. I mean, just, you know, doesn't matter. You know, put a cowboy hat on John, put a patch over his eye. Okay, you know, give him a gun, give him a horse, or give him both. You know, I'm there. In the course of Clint Eastwood. But recently, I've become a huge fan of Denzel Washington. I was part of this group of actors and athletes. We did all these celebrity events, athletic events. In other words, to give you an example, well, the name of it was Hollywood All-Stars. And 30 years ago, it was a small group of guys, unknown actors, Sam Jones, Denzel Washington, Mark Harmon, Michael Keaton, Scott Baio, Michael J. Fox. I mean, the list goes on and on. And we did these. We would travel to, let's say, Texas Stadium to watch the Rangers play. We would travel to the stadium to play the Dallas Cowboys NFL football team in a celebrity softball game prior to the Rangers. We did this all over the country and in Canada. And so I had Denzel back then and a few of the guys. And now that I watch his movies, I don't feel like I'm watching a guy acting. This guy, for some reason, he's just so good. I mean, I just love his movies. You know, I mean, Book of Eli. I mean, come on. Who wants to be? I love to be in those fight scenes, those battle scenes. The Equalizer. Are you kidding me? The Equalizer. Come on. I love it.
See the sequel?
No, not yet. I haven't seen it.
We're going to be opening it to the audience. If anybody out there has a question, we have a Star Trek fan apparently. Go ahead, sir.
Well, growing up in the 70s and 80s, my brother and I would get whatever action figures were released for current movies.
Speak up a little bit.
Growing up in the 70s and 80s, we would purchase whatever action figures were associated with current movies. So Clash of the Titans, Black Bolt, Buck Rogers, what have you. And we were extremely frustrated that there were no Flash Gordon action figures that were associated with your movie. Did that ever frustrate you?
Wow, that's a great point, because I'm brainstorming right now. I'm thinking of actual action figure relevant to the movie. There never was. There's the souvenir program. There's the action figures that came out at the same time, but here's the catch. They were not relevant to the movie. They were relevant to the character. That's it. You know, my wife says you're a little slow sometimes. I just got this, you know, with your question. Yeah. That's wild. Maybe because King Features wouldn't, you know, maybe they wanted too much money. I don't know. That's a really cool. And there was the other, you're right. There were a lot of Flash Gordon action figures that came out after the movie was released, but it was not relevant to the actual movie, only to the past comic book character. Pretty cool. So is that a question why? Now that I had that big realization.
Well, the question was, did that ever frustrate you? But you just
Well,
figured
no, but
that
now
out
it does.
30 years
Now it
later.
does, and now you pissed me off. Why wasn't there? Okay. It's good to see you guys laugh because, man, I just wanted to make sure you're alive. Yeah.
I have a two-part question for Mr. Gordon. How many fire exits are there in this building? And if there was a fire, would you actually save every one of us?
How many fire exits in this building? If there was a fire, would you save every one of us? Well, let me, the first part, yeah, I'm sorry again. I just know that I'm near a fire exit, okay? And on the way out, if you say Flash or Sam, what do? My answer to you was just knock off the baby talk and follow me, okay? That would be the answer, right?
All right, but a follow-up to his question, how many fire exits are on the floor of your hotel?
Fire exits or fire in, fire exit. Oh,
Fire exits on the
well,
floor.
there's only two on every, usually there's only two on every floor.
So you checked yours.
Of course. Yeah.
So this is 8 years running, and you've been doing this at least.
Yeah, I'm not going to, at my room, you make an immediate left, and it's the first door on the right, okay? The other fire exit is, I didn't have to usually count. Remember, you got to count. Oh, I forgot to tell you, when you're doing this, if the door isn't located at the very end of the hall, you have to count the doors from where that fire exit is. A lot of times fire exits are not located at the end of the hall. So you better count. It's 9 doors on the right. Sometimes you may be crawling on your hands and knees because of smoke, and you better be feeling, oh, that's number 4 door, that's number 5, okay, I'm at number 9. Seriously, it's a lifesaver. It really is. But the other fire exit is at the end of at the very end of the hallway. So it's a no-brainer. You just run full speed or crawl full speed until your head smashes into the wall. You know you're at the fire exit, okay?
All right, and after the panel, if you have a fire extinguisher or any other fire equipment, you can bring it by his booth. He'll sign it.
Hey, I do know where the hoses are located. Some have hoses. Well, that's the older hotels. And of course, they have fire extinguishers. Of course, I carry extra water bottles in my room. We won't go there because it gets a bit much. Oh, he's crazy. He's freaking nuts.
You Marines. Anyway, young lady over here.
Yeah, first of all, my brother was a Marine, so you're wrong.
Thank you. I just got your rock. That's good enough. Okay, speak up a little bit more.
She
Right?
said her husband was a Marine?
My brother.
Okay, well, you tell me I said simplify.
I'm sorry, my brother came home from Vietnam with a friend. He's not with us anymore.
Okay, wow.
I just want to
Appreciate
ask
that
you, you
service.
probably get asked this at every convention you do, but did you ever watch the old black and white flashboard where you could see the screen holding the ship and
Yes.
etc.?
Yeah, did I watch Buster Crab in the old Flash Gordon series? Absolutely. Now check this out, young lady. Buster Crab was nice enough to help promote the
Wow,
movie.
that's a Lifebox exclusive right
It was
there.
released Christmas 1980. So we did some talk shows together in LA, in New York. He was wonderful. He was absolutely, a lot of people don't know, but he's kind of broken history there. Buster Crab played Flash Gordon, Buck Rogers, Tarzan, and one other kind of superhero. Well, not kind of superhero. Captain Gallant. Flash Gordon, Buck Rogers, Tarzan, Captain Gallant. Is that cool? It's kind of a rarity. Yeah.
That's fantastic. I didn't know that. The research I was doing, I never knew you met Buster Crab. That's
And the fifth thing, he was an Olympic swimmer. Yeah. I mean, wow.
good. Do we have another gentleman in there?
Oh yeah. Well, hey, what do you say there? Well, come on. Where's your guitar?
We had a song planned for you. There wasn't enough time, but we're honored to have been considered to open for the great Flash Gordon, the great Sam Jones.
Do you have an acoustic guitar?
In the back, yes.
Go get it.
We were gonna sing part of the Flash theme.
Well, do it. Come out here and do it. What are you waiting on?
Okay, so anyway.
Come on.
Whoa. How much time do we have?
The question, it's okay. The question that I have for Mr. Jones is just, I just wanted to know, we were talking about the soundtrack to the film by Queen, which is so amazing. But when did you first hear it, and what were your impressions of it?
Well, first time I heard it was at a screening a Flash Gordon screening. Yeah, it was incredible. And Dino didn't like it. At the screening, he said, "No, your music are no good. Your music are no good for film." And then, Dino's the kind of guy, he trusted, part of his team and his senior level leadership. And they said, no, you gotta, I'm telling you, we're all breaking history here with this type of band attached to this movie. Dino said, okay, go ahead, we try. So at the premiere, when the audience went crazy because of the music, that's when Dino knew that he had the Queen not only complimented Flash Gordon, it brought incredible value. So much so that nowadays, with this younger age demographic, because of Ted, it's part of my fan base now, even if they haven't seen Flash Gordon, they'll say, if they can't remember the name of the movie, most of them haven't seen it, the young ones, they'll say, that movie that Queen did the soundtrack to. That's
Huge fan, thank you.
That's much influence, yeah. So get your guitar and...
Where's your guitar? Go get your guitar. No, you can close this out. Go close this out. No, please, come on. They're all looking at you. They all want to hear it. Go.
Go ahead, brother, go, yeah.
Yes, you can.
They can't, right? Well, yeah, when you're young and supple, either jump down or go down the stairs.
He's like 27. That guy can run those
Yeah, where it looks 27, he's probably 78. Okay.
What we'll do is we'll have him come and he'll close out our show. We'll have a couple more questions from the audience. What do we have?
Some questions. So wait a minute, I got time. Why are you rushing? What do you mean? Who's coming up next? What's the schedule like? Oh, I'm sorry, he needs to take a pee break. You gotta take a bathroom break. Okay. 5 minutes.
5 minutes. You said 5 minutes, 5 minutes.
Who's coming up after me? Somebody, 4 more people. Is that right?
No, these guys are. I'm telling Mike he uses these guys.
Okay, we gotta get some more questions. Go and ask a question before we get.
He's gonna ask a question, and then our guy over here is gonna play a song.
Yeah, come on.
Hi Sam, I really love Flash Gordon the film. It has been re-airing this summer on Comet TV, along with the Buster Crabbe serials made into 2 movies. And it's really fun to watch the similarities between those 1930s serials and the 1980 film. Where there's some things,
50s, 40s, 50s, I think. Yeah.
I think it was early 40s.
Comic
40s.
Yeah, comic book came out in 35.
okay, whenever it was. But what are some things that you remember in watching the Buster Crabbe that you enjoy redoing in the film?
Well, just bringing it to color, bringing it to life in the color.
Okay.
And sort of eliminating all the props and spaceships, all the sparklers from the spaceships that we eliminated.
Damn.
Hey, come on.
So our friend is gonna come up here and he's going to sing.
Come on.
I don't know what he's gonna sing.
Damn.
Yeah. Get up here. Give me a hold. Oh, do you have a hookup? Yeah, do you have a hookup?
I might run out. Trying to film this. I might run out.
It's all about the experience, man.
Is this hookup working or do I put the mic down here?
It's a Lifebox channel exclusive.
Remember, man, come on, man. And remember, I don't sing. I'm not going to sing it.
Okay, so in 1980, our planet was almost decimated, but this man saved every one of us. Can you give it up for Sam Jones, ladies and gentlemen? Just a man with a man's courage, nothing but a man, you can never fail. No but the pure at heart can guide that golden rail. Okay, everyone knows the words, right? Everyone knows the words? Flash! Oh! Save every person. Flash! Oh! He's a miracle.
Now say it like you mean it. King of the impossible.
That was great.
Oh, we got time for one more question.
Is there time for one more question?
Thank you, man. That was great.
See, that wasn't
That's
a
the
problem.
first. I have a quick story about what he's just saying. So, you know, when I lived in LA for 30 years, I've been in San Diego for 13, but long story short, all the local people in LA, they see the
Nice work,
actors and celebrities every day. It's no big deal. But so when I'm walking the streets, instead of people come up to me and say, hey man, Sam, let me take a picture, let me get your autograph. They don't do that. They just kind of, you see them coming at you, and they kind of look at you, they smile, and as they pass me, behind me, they sing the song what he just did. That is so cool. So they're kind of giving you your due respect without, you know, invading you or whatever. I think it's the coolest thing, you know, that they don't stop you, they just pass you and hum the little theme song there. Yeah. How we doing on time? 1 minute? Oh, we're done. We're done. Sorry.
Sam, I want to thank you for coming here.
Well, let's hear for Kevin. Thank you.
Once again.
And thank you for the technicians.
Yeah.
Okay? Good job.
Our technicians and to our musician who came out on the last minute.
And the next guest, shall I introduce the next guest? Ladies and gentlemen, let's hear it for Dolph Lundgren. Yes, coming up next.
I actually interviewed him about a year ago at Rhode Island. But we are going to have a Star Wars panel in about
we're not allowed to talk anymore. We got to go. Okay.
15 minutes. And I expect you, sir, can you play a Star Wars song for me? What can you do?
Nice.
We'll do